A styrene scriber is a tool that was designed to do just one thing, and that obviously is to scribe styrene. You can't use it for much else because you don't want to ruin the point on the tool. Now, why do you need to scribe styrene, and why can't you use a hobby knife blade? Well, you may need to scribe styrene if you're putting expansion joints in a piece of styrene to represent a sidewalk. You may want to use it on a clear piece of acetate to simulate broken panes of window or scratches on windows. And the reason that you can't use or shouldn't use a hobby knife to do that is because when you think about it, a hobby knife doesn't really take any material away. All it does is spread the material, so that as you're dragging your hobby knife across the styrene, it is just merely parting the styrene, and what you wind up with is a V groove that has lumps on either side of it, so that when you run your finger across the styrene, you can actually feel where you've scribed it through. A styrene scriber, on the other hand, which looks a lot like a dentist's pick, will actually remove material from the styrene, and I'll show you that right now. I've got a couple of lines already in here, but we'll use a ruler, and I'll show you, and watch the tip of the styrene scriber, because you'll see a little piece of styrene come spiraling off, and that's the material that the styrene scriber is removing. So we'll just put this right here and just scribe this little piece of styrene. Let's move it back here. And watch the tip of this as that little piece of styrene comes spiraling off, and that's because the styrene point is removing that material. And as you can see, here's the material that it has removed, and when you run your finger across that line, you can't feel it. And let me show you, though, with some India ink, exactly what we've got on this piece of styrene, so you can see how nicely this does it. And again, I'm not staining the styrene for any particular reason than to show exactly where the lines that I scribed are, and you can see how nice those are. So again, if you're making a sidewalk and you want to scribe some expansion joints, you can certainly scribe lines across it this way. If you want to simulate cracks, you can kind of drag this along in a jagged sort of fashion. I'll put some more India ink on there so you can see what I just did. And create cracked-looking sidewalks, cracked-looking pieces of glass. Once again, a styrene scriber is a tool that was made for one purpose only, scribing styrene, but when you need it and when you want a nice clean line in your styrene, a styrene scriber is the way to go.